The Combat Jack Show, www.pncradio.fm. Projected identification. I'm Bruce Banner and Pete's the Hulk. I love this. Dr. Pettiford.
Yes.
I like this.
I'm glad you're finding some value in it.
So how do we take this to the next level? Like, where do we resume?
Okay, well, I'd like to address something that Pete said right before he left the room. And therapists call these doorknob comments. People usually drop bombs 2 minutes before the session's supposed to end. And you mentioned that you had been in therapy as a kid and it was a waste of time for you. You felt like you wasted your parents' money. And I'm wondering what happened.
Yeah, why were you in therapy, dude?
I was a troublesome kid. What do you mean? Why?
You were.
When parents don't know how to handle you, they put you in therapy.
No, some just beat you.
I mean, I got that too.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, why not?
So you're damaged.
What do you mean I'm damaged? I'm not. I'm produce. What do you mean I'm damaged?
Like abused, and then like you've been.
No, I'm not
prodded,
abused. Listen, there's many kids out there
and fondled.
that are listening. Not fondled.
I'm just saying.
No.
Button pushing.
Yeah.
Combat Jack button pushing.
Yeah, that's so inappropriate. Because it's a serious issue.
Come on, Doc.
It's very inappropriate, Combat.
No.
You should hear how we talk about each other.
Okay, but we're having an open, kind of kind.
Pete, I'm sorry for saying you've been fondled and prodded.
You're feeling.
I'm sorry.
Your actions are not making me feel right now.
Okay.
And I just wanted to let you know how I feel.
Okay.
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 I think.
Am I doing good, Doctor?
I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I think Combat Jack has a difficult time.
He has issues, this guy.
With people talking about pain. And so, raised eyebrow. Therein lies the reason for all the humor. It's called a defense mechanism. So let's go back to talking to
Hold
Pete.
up, I don't like the way this segment is turning out right now. But
No, anybody can get it, Combat.
Anybody can
I would
Anybody
love to
can
see
get
a picture of you in the studio on the top where it says, "You gonna get this work." You're gonna get this work.
Continue, Doctor. Let Doctor work. Let the doctor give this.
I'll
work.
let you off the hook also. So you said that you got disciplined or beaten as well as having to go to therapy because you were a difficult kid.
Yeah, I mean, I was just I was in therapy a lot. I just didn't, they just put me there. I went to group homes and I got locked up a lot. I mean, listen, I was just a troublesome kid, man. I was in, I just remember being there because I had to be there. I never really spoke on anything. You know what I mean? Like, I just wasted my parents' copay, so to speak. The guy, because to be honest with you, every therapist was like, some like Harvey, like, pumpernickel, type dude. And he was like, so why don't you tell me about your problems? And I'm like, fucking, at the time, I'm like, this fucking guy, like, I got a rubber band on my money. I got a feline tracksuit that has, woolly blunt burns in it. You know what I mean? Listen, what the fuck are you going to tell me? You know what I mean? And I think that being an Italian, that at that age, the new age Italian, like, motherfucker, you think you knew everything. You know what I mean?
I think you got to stop that Italian stuff right there.
Nah, because the culture that...
there are Italians listening right now who you're embarrassing. You cannot project how you've acted and say that it's a cultural
I'm saying
or a racial...
the environment I grew up in. Mostly a lot of Italian kids. They were way different than what people think. Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, it's like... most of them, it's good and bad because they thought they knew everything.
Well, I don't think it's just a cultural thing. I think you're also speaking to adolescence, which is probably one of the most tumultuous periods of a kid's life.
Yeah, could you define tumultuous?
It's really hard.
Okay.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge. And parents expect you to act in a responsible way and give you certain responsibilities, like at 18. Is that when we can drive or drink?
Yes.
Right.
16 when you can drive.
16 when you can drive.
21 when you can drive.
I was drinking at 15.
14 years old.
And the brain is still growing, and there's been lots of research and studies about how the executive or the frontal part of your brain hasn't fully formed, and so kids are given all this responsibility and they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to handle it. But getting back to you having a troublesome adolescence, you have to go to a therapist who actually knows what it's like to struggle and to be able to find a way to communicate with you. Not Mr. Pumpernickel, but clearly no one was able to meet you where you
One person was.
Describe that relationship.
When I went into, I got mandated in Staten Island to a treatment program. I got arrested with drugs, and at that time, the lawyer said, "Tell him to use drugs."
Right.
And I was like, "Okay, use drugs." So I put him no jail, put him in a fucking program.
Alternative to incarceration.
Yeah, it's a TASC, treatment alternative street
I work
crime.
for them. Yes.
Yeah, you know Maria Rotundo?
No.
Okay, I'm looking for her.
Big girl?
Stop dry snitching, please.
Big girl.
She's retired. But anyway, I literally finally met my match, and I've been looking for him for a long time, meaning like someone to talk to, because at first they put this guy on me that was like some redneck with a big mustache, and he was like, well, why don't you tell me about what kind of music you listen to, and what do you be doing in your neighborhood? I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Then I met an Italian guy from the Bronx.
That you liked him.
Who worked on the boats, with the
boats
poker shit.
He was muscular.
The poker shit, and he was like, yo, this guy would take his teeth out, spit in the garbage. I'm like, this motherfucker, like, he was like, late night, he would order pizza for us and let us watch movies. Like, he just was an Italian guy really lived that life of being fucked up, but then overcoming it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I really respect that, because I overcame a lot of stuff in my life also, and I related to him. And I feel like he made me change. Like, he made me...
You overcame that.
Yeah.
That stuff.
But anyway, I mean...
So you did ultimately find some value in the therapy relationship, and clearly you want to do it again.
No.
Again.
Only if they look like you.
And again.
They don't.
Okay, shit.
They don't.
They don't. They certainly don't.
Now, do you take G... what's
no,
that?
no insurance.
Health Plus or G?
No.
Only cash?
EBT?
Only cash. No EBT. But actually...
MetroCard?
No.
How much would this session cost if we were to hire you? How much would this session cost?
Why would you ask that?
That's dry snitching.
Yeah.
She can't put a rate out there like that. Come on.
And then we're going to be...
I am curious to know though, if it's a group thing, do you pay per person?
Yes, you do pay per person.
Okay.
On severity?
No, not severity at all.
Okay.
Not based on severity.
So
but
it's just your rate times 5.
Yes.
6.
So you're doing pretty well for yourself.
I am.
Look at that smile.
Are you single?
Look at those teeth.
Look at those teeth.
Look at those teeth.
I mean, listen, are you single? I'm just asking if you don't mind.
Thank my mother for the teeth. What would it mean to you?
It would mean that I would need to find a doctor like you that I could speak to, and also be mesmerized that someone can help me and have some fun times with. Yo, imagine being able to think about it. Imagine me and you go out to eat, and then I could tell you he's gonna take you to, you're a Brooklyn girl. He's gonna take you to Roll and Roast. Yeah, I'm gonna take you to Roll and Roast on Emmons Avenue, and I'm like, one time I had a problem. Roll and Roaster.
All right. So, doctor.
Yes. Well, let me say, Pete, even though it was kind of coded in all of that sexual business, I appreciate what you're saying, because it means that you feel like we have a connection and you're
easy to get along with. I don't mean no sexual coding.
No,
but I'll give my name afterwards, but I mean.
But it's easier for you to say that than just be honest. Dr. Pettyford, you would be the type of therapist that I could get something from. Gain something. Yeah, I did that to myself.
No, that's right.
Damn, Just Blaze, you are thirsty over there.
Get that work.
No, I understand. Listen,
those cookies are making you thirsty.
Okay. So, given that we have limited time.
No. It's Combat Jack show.
Well, Combat Jack is also just sort of sitting in a corner here,
and we're get back to him, because he has a lot of issues that I think
we all have
entitlement issues, and I believe that it's not only about me. Like this, it's not about me. We got Dallas here, A King. We almost had him cry a couple of times.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, Matt Raz and Ben Hameen, who I would actually like to vote to come back in this room.
And the Enigma Just Blaze. We gotta
shortly. They'll be allowed to come back into the room.
So,
but I'm hoping that. You and I, or you would seriously consider returning to therapy, and I have referrals for you. I can connect you with someone whose style is more like mine.
So I can't go to you?
So in this room, Pete, you highly advise that Pete.
Oh, stop being. You're being very dramatic.
Thank you.
Pushing buttons. I think you could also, because I think that you are hiding your authentic self behind layers and layers and layers.
Doc, you ain't lying.
Get his ass.
Get him, Doc.
Of humor and defensiveness. So he's not the only one.
Okay. I hide my true self under layers of fat.
I'm sorry. Nuts is the new normal. Nuts is the new normal. So everyone can benefit from therapy, no matter who you are, or where you're coming from or what your issues are. So, yes?
Can you refer some other therapists?
I was gonna say
that's how we started last week. That take insurance.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Doctor, through your years of work, of practicing, of working,
yes,
could you say that you have nuts on the brain?
No, I don't have nuts on the brain, and that's actually a disgusting image. Dallas.
Doctor, I was just thinking how you
Well,
think
no.
about people who are not, together in the mind, and you're working ways in your mind to fix them, to fix
Dallas, I'm trying to court her over here. What are you doing?
Okay, so
Dallas, I'm curious why it is that you've quit the show so often. How do you just give up something that's obviously so meaningful to you?
I gotta be honest with you, Doctor. I am
should he take the shades
frightful.
off? Should he take the shades off?
I'm scared of success.
Doctor, should he take the shades off?
I can see through the shades.
And there are times when I feel like the momentum of the show and just the motion that we're all having together is becoming so, the vibrations are becoming so strong that I have to pull out.
Ha ha! Why does everything have to be a metaphor for sex?
Doctor, I'm talking about the show.
No, you're not talking
Dallas,
about
you were
the
taught
show.
well. Pull out. Don't worry about it.
I'm talking about the show, Doctor. I'm talking about the show and just how we're all working together.
Anyway, no, you're not working together. You keep running off.
And then there are times when I just be mad because like shit be boring sometimes, Doctor. Like we just talk with rappers and we find out what day they were born and we find out the first record they listened to and we find out the same shit. I want to talk about fecal dust.
Oh my God.
Like if you have passed gas and then your behind is a little itchy.
All right, stop,
Fecal dust.
So what do we do with this? So where do we go now?
We talk about you.
That's right.
Talk about me.
Where we should have
Yes.
been.
Let's talk about me.
I love the dimples. You
Thank
gotta
you.
I got dimples too. What are you talking about?
We have 6 minutes.
Oh,
To the
Peggy
next
Fresh,
segment.
you're on.
What,
And he's
Okay.
happy to say
That's
we have 6
that's normally what
minutes.
she says to people.
no, I don't interrupt.
Okay.
What's making you anxious?
I don't know.
Money.
Money,
No, excuse me. What are you anxious about?
order, success. Like there's a lot of weight that I feel I carry.
Go to the gym.
And so it's
You got that fuel band.
And so it's your responsibility to hold it down for everyone?
Not hold it down for everyone, but yeah, in a sense, I do feel that sometimes I'm holding it down for everyone. Yeah,
That's a lot of responsibility.
it's a lot of responsibility.
And so how do you...
I mean, you saw when the guys came in and they were like,
Yes.
they directed their anger towards me.
And so what do you do when people direct their anger towards you?
I try to address it. And, I take responsibility for my involvement and I try to keep it moving.
Do you always take responsibility?
No.
Definitely not.
He runs away a lot. Hides.
What do you mean I run away?
I mean, you just don't literally listen to a lot of people. I think that when you come to a certain time where you got experience in life, and I feel like sometimes,
Doctor, that's another reason why I leave the show often. This way, Combat can projectively identify the lack of success of the show on my departure. See, sometimes I take that weight off his shoulders ever so slightly with my erratic behavior. Then at least people can say, all right, the reason why there's such fuck ups is because that guy, breaks form. And that, that he gets to take the weight off his shoulders for a minute, but then boom, it comes back on.
So you like to save people.
Yeah, I mean that's part of what the Black Peter Pan does. I like to save people. I like to save people's joy.
That's a lot of work, though.
I mean, listen, doctor, I'll tell you, I've sat through my hours of therapy, and I do have a lot of pain too. I mean, I worry about being deserted. That's why I leave.
But Dallas, we won't ever leave you.
No, to leave before having the rug is pulled from underneath you.
Absolutely.
You feel like we're gonna leave you, Dallas?
Listen, I've been left a lot of times in my life. So I've learned to leave before I get left. I'd like to do the leaving now.
So at what points have you felt that you were gonna get left on this show?
I can tell you, the single biggest hurt I felt was probably one of the greatest moments that the show family ever had. And we had a tremendous event out in Bushwick, where, you know, hundreds, if not 1,000 people came and gathered, enjoyed, you know, kind of like the show atmosphere, which can be willy-nilly. I mean, there was a concert, there was barbecue, there were drinks,
merriment,
dodgeball, water slides. It was nuts. And with all of these people there, I still felt alone. Still felt alone. Like wow, everyone's having a great time. Boom. You know, I did it. You know, what is it all for? You know, so that's when I just was like, you know what? This is, you know, I got to do some other things.
It's too much excitement.
You know what? It was a great event and everyone had a great time, but it still left me feeling empty.
Right. You have a difficult time with joy. You don't know how to experience it. You don't know how to feel comfortable with it.
I don't like too much of it. I just went to St. Martin for 2 weeks, and the last days of the trip, I was paranoid as hell that I could have this much enjoyment. Like, I don't feel like me as a black man, you can have 2 weeks. Only Jay-Z can go and have 2 weeks of a vacation.
Well, it's not as a black man, it's as Dallas, the person, the experiences that you've had.
Well, I try to take on blackness. I mean,
no.
I be trying to take it on.
Yeah, because that's
But I identify with him, too, because I feel like I carry a lot of blackness on my back.
Say more about that.
Like, everything I see is enveloped in race on a daily basis.
Yeah, but that shit drives me crazy sometimes, personally, because
it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy.
Okay,
like, you know what I'm saying?
You ever feel like maybe you look for it where it's not there?
It's like the sixth sense. I see race.
Okay,
like I see race.
I just want to go back to Dallas, what you shared. I think that all of you have difficulty with negative affect because rather than talking to Dallas about what he has put out there, y'all started talking about something altogether different. And if you want to create those close kind of bonds and a sense of loyalty, you acknowledge what it is that he's shared because you have great insight about your abandonment issues. And I think you should be applauded for the fact that you have talked about having therapy and you know what your issues are and you're still struggling with them. You know, if you're supposed to be a family looks out for one another and you actually listen to one another.
Okay.
Did you hear what he said? And don't start joking.
Now, I'm just going to say that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. So y'all niggas need to listen twice as much as y'all talk. Excuse me for using the N-word. I'm sorry.
And I think that's probably a running theme with your team is that people talk a lot and people don't actually listen. They don't listen. People do not listen. I hear you, but am I listening to you? And the answer is probably no.
Why are you looking at me?
Amen.
Why are you looking at me, though?
Because it all revolves around you.
Because it's the Combat Jack show.
Because you're sitting right across from me.
Okay.
It's set up like that.
Yeah. I'm hungry.
So
this is draining.
So we need to listen to Dallas more.
You need to listen to everyone more.
So we need to listen to everybody more. And I need to listen to everybody more.
Yeah, there's something about your face, and I'll tell you this. It's a kind of mask. You almost raise the eyebrow again. It's like you're just so defended. I don't feel you being open in the way that you were, Dallas, just now, or Pete. It's like, what are you afraid of? And I don't expect you to answer that right away.
I'll tell you, Doctor. You listen to too much gangster rap.
I don't think he.
Who, me or him?
He do.
I don't think combat is concrete enough. I think he. That's my problem with him. Like, he's too democratic.
He's very proud.
If this is the Combat Jack show. Then Combat Jack, aka Reggie Osei, needs to just lay down the law, and that's it. And then I think everything will be like, all right, it will be no clue. We won't look at each other. No, we like, you know what he said is this, and that's how it's going. That's how we're gonna. He's gonna lead, and this we gonna follow. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of time he defers, and it's not that he can't, because I think we're all capable of being able to be deferred to. But at the same time, it's like, you know, just let's stop that and just do it, and then that'll save a lot of time and the mistrust. We would be like, all right, the leader said this, and that's it. We just gonna run with it.
I don't know if that
and I don't. I'm not saying that to say we're not all leaders in our own right. I'm just saying in certain realms, like I think he just way too democratic about certain things.
Well, another way that you could look at it is he's delegating all these other responsibilities to other people, because being a leader is a tough job, especially if you're a black man. You have a lot to accomplish, to strive for, to, like he said, he's holding that weight on his shoulders. And if he goes down, he's not just going down for himself, he's representing a people. And that's very difficult to do.
Very Malcolm X-ish.
Damn, A-King, you was killing until you.
I mean, you know, we
A-King.
Let's say this.
Open up, Combat. Tell them how you feel.
I'm going to open up. You know, I think I have abandonment issues myself. You know, I didn't grow up with a father, and growing up in Brooklyn without a father, I've had some very painful experiences. You know, defending myself, only child, no older brother, you know what I'm saying? So I've had and then first generation American, so I got teased a lot. You know, I had to fight a lot. And I don't think I'm naturally a combative person, even though my name is Combat Jack.
Right.
But I've had to survive. And I've learned to have a mask to coexist. Now, I feel all my life I've always wanted what I didn't have, which was a complete family. So now I have a complete family at home, and it's my pride and joy. But there are times the things that make me the most insecure is not having a father figure and not knowing if I'm making the right decisions, not knowing the decisions to make. So sometimes I get paralyzed because I don't know what that roadmap is. But I realize people come to me all the time for guidance and questions and advice.
Right. Thank you for that.
That's if I were to put what I'm experiencing here and what I experience at home, I would say that's it.
Yeah, this show's making me depressed, man. I'm going to go home.
Don't be depressed.
Because it's like...
You feeling depressed?
I really... Like, you made me say some things, and listening to Dallas and him talk, like, I'm relating to all this, you know. I didn't have an older brother. That's why I always kind of, like, got close with certain people and really rode or died for them, because, like, it's like I always wanted an older brother. Let's
go to a music break.
Okay.
You know, because I think we're going over time, and then we should, you know, the other two members of our team had some discontent.
Yeah, we need to, you know, quickly get them in here, and, you know, definitely... you know, they have some issues too. Listen, Matt Raz definitely has some issues.
Okay.
Just Blaze has still not confessed to any murders.
Well, I'm sorry, we're not doing individual therapy here.
No, I don't mean that.
I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate that, and we'll talk about that. But I'd like to focus a little bit more on fusing you two together, because what you're telling me, what you just said, it sounds like you look up to Combat Jack like he is your big brother.
Well, there's a couple people. I mean, there's a couple. I mean, I wouldn't say good big brother. I mean, maybe.
Yes.
There's a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people. There's a handful of people that I consider that. And when people sometimes
is he one of them?
When people, yeah.
So can you tell him that?
I mean, tell him what?
Tell him what you just said.
I mean, why you got to make me say like?
Because
say
that's
like
what we do in therapy.
Yeah, I know. But you're gonna give me a number afterwards?
Absolutely, okay. Absolutely.
I look up to you like a big brother.
And thank you, Peter. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Last thing I do want to say is this. With regard to Dallas, I think out of everybody in this room, I've been the most trusting of Dallas.
What, can you tell him that directly?
Like, Dallas, I've been the most trusting of you. Like, I really value you like my brother.
I trust you like you are my brother.
And I feel,
give me a kiss.
No, stop. And I feel at times because I'm not that much of a trust giving. I don't share trust that often, but I think I've shared a lot of trust with you, and I felt sometimes that I've been betrayed.
The defenses that you had when you were growing up, you know, the face, the detachment, those defenses, when you grow up, they can imprison you. And so right now, you're imprisoned by the things that protected you as a child. And one of your goals should be is to take down each brick so that you can live a very full life.
Yeah, I'd like that. You're tuned into the Combat Jack Show, www.pncradio.fm.
Mental therapy.
Let's go to a music break.
F your radio.
Therapy Thursdays. You're going to get this work.
Can we do this more
Dr.
often?
Pettiford in the building.
Hello.
You gonna get this wellness.
Can we do this more often?
Doctor, can we have you on the show more often? Because we can't. There's too many personalities. There's too many issues to get resolution in just one episode.
Absolutely. I am.
The invoice will be coming in next week.
Because I definitely want to hear, what.
But doctor, when you
Blazing
come back here,
psychosis
doctor,
is.
you got to wear a fat suit. You got to come up with a black eye. Something. You cannot come up in here, all right, with your eyebrows and your eyelashes.
Fancy.
Yeah.
You're looking all fancy.
All right.
Ooh.
I'll take
Seriously,
that as a
doctor.
compliment.
Doctor,
This is who I am.
Doctor,
Don't invite her back. Seriously.
we have a limited.
Okay.
We have a limited amount of time.
Okay.
You've heard Dallas share. You've heard Premium share. You've heard me share.
I think that we've just scratched the surface.
Scratch the surface.
Of the issues that go on between each of you, and you realize that it starts with the individual. Not even two, three of you have issues with abandonment, even though, Pete, in terms of your betrayal, your dad, feeling as though your dad has left,
Yeah.
right? And it impacts everyone's interaction with everyone else. I was really pleased when my friend Chris invited me to come onto the show, because I don't think that mental illness or mental health problems are given enough attention.
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
Do we have Are we exhibiting signs of mental illness?
Wait, could you sign
This
us a
is the new
prescription?
normal.
Do you have a prescription book on you?
Absolutely not.
I need perks.
Wait, so are we damaged?
Excuse me.
Are we crazy? Is it like mental illness?
I never used the word damaged.
Okay.
And you used that word.
He did.
with
He said
Pete.
that against me, and it hurt me, Doc. It hurt me. It made me feel.
It made you feel not.
Why don't you
whole.
tell him? How did it make you?
Yeah,
Tell
talk to me.
Jack how it made
Tell
you
me
feel.
how I make you
Hey,
feel.
Jack. Pete.
Hey, Jack.
I want to be honest
Sometimes
with
you make me
I wanna
feel
be honest with
not
you.
whole.
Please don't invite her back, because I am feeling some kind of way tonight that I'm not liking.
You don't
like
like-
I
you
went to
don't-
go wash my hands in the bathroom. I looked in the mirror.
started crying?
And I was like, "What the fuck?" I want to call my father right now. I'm like, "You motherfucker!"
But
I love you.
I love you. Yeah.
Maybe you should.
You should.
Nah, but listen. This.
Listen, you say everything else out of your mouth that you feel.
You say everything. Out
Yeah,
of
I
your
know,
mouth.
but sometimes
Go home and hug that man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes you don't
Squeeze that
I
man.
mean, sometimes I'm just saying. Sometimes you
Kiss
really
that
don't
man.
approach. Like growing up,
On the mouth.
nah. What are you talking about? The thing I'm saying is like sometimes you don't really like growing up around like a lot of my friends, and especially now to this day. People when you be serious, they joke around. You know what I'm saying? Like you see how like Dallas was being serious, I'm being serious. This is the first time where I literally, when Dallas was talking, I'm literally taking him serious, like to a point where I really like felt what he was saying. So I'm saying,
Tell him that.
no, I'm saying like I really.
Tell him that. No, I mean, this is how you build and improve your communication and your bonds with one another.
I mean, he knows I'm there for him.
No,
as
maybe
a
he
friend.
doesn't.
Talk to him. Say Dallas.
Say
Look him in
it
his
to
eyes.
him.
I know, but
Doctor, I'll be honest with you. I know Premium is there for me as a friend. There are times where I let my phone bill lapse so that my phone won't receive calls so that I can avoid Premium. But I love him dearly as a friend.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Doctor, resolution. What part of resolution can we get today?
Well, I think one of your staff members mentioned that he felt as though you all were less guarded than he anticipated. I see that you're not wearing a mask anymore. So we scratch the surface and take it from there by trying to be as authentic and honest with each other. There's no way that we can resolve your issues in one session. That's impossible.
Of course not.
But if you all are willing to, we can meet again. And
Are you going to
Starbucks?
charge us? Are you going to charge us?
absolutely.
You're going to charge us for like a...
Absolutely.
Can
My
we-
daughter and I are going to Paris before the year ends. Yes.
What around this month are y'all gonna stay in?
Well, what if
Stay near Notre Dame.
What if
Stay near Notre Dame? and stuff.
You are probably the only woman guest that we've had on the show that I think unanimously we would like to see again and again.
No,
and again.
I don't want to see it.
Yes.
So what about, instead of putting us on the bill,
yes,
that we put you on as a recurring role on the show?
I would like that.
Because, it's great publicity.
I'm getting sick that day.
Why see?
It's also expensive.
Doctor, are you going to leave us with some homework for next week?
I need a prescription now. Like,
No,
you
you
got
don't
Ritalin?
Oh, you would like homework. See, Dallas is being honest. He likes this. He wants to continue with, and I think each of you.
And I want to continue too.
Okay, but he's really gung ho. He's
wants
like,
homework.
"Are you going to homework?"
What's our homework? What's a homework, Dr. Pettiford?
That's a good question. What type of homework can I give?
And then we can report to you next month.
2 parts to the homework. The first part is between now and then.
Mm-hmm. Between now and when?
Now and the departure of the trip. Each of you will say one honest and authentic statement to one another without the jokes, the laughs, the mask, all that. Because you have to start baby steps.
So we all have to say something to each other.
Yes.
So that's one. Multiply that. That's one. That's how many of us are there?
7.
7 times 7 is so.
Yes.
We have to have 49 interactions.
I'm not good at math.
Hold up.
49.
Run it back again?
It's 7 of us.
So each one of us has to have an individual interaction with each individual
Yes.
member.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Where you're honest and authentic. And
Now, does it have to say? Does it have to be like positive or negative or just?
It has to be real.
Can it be like I don't like the way you?
No, I would like for you to say something positive.
Okay.
Positive.
Okay.
Authentic and positive.
Damn.
And the second part of the homework.
That made it hard.
No, it's not that hard. Stop it, Dallas.
Oh, it is.
Well,
I don't mean. Yeah.
No, there's always one positive thing.
And we can do it
about
via telephone or text or
No.
because we're
Each of
Face to face.
we're not going to see each other between.
We could email each other. We know.
How about
email is no.
So we have to do it tonight then.
Tonight before you depart the studio.
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
Oh, so we're going to be here for 49 minutes.
No, well, doesn't have to be a minute long.
Okay, that's true. Okay, so
And
doctor.
the second part is while you're on the trip, each of you, excluding your spouse, who is a part of the team, go out and do something together. And I don't mean go out for drinks or to a strip club or any of that.
I won't be able to go too.
I think it's going to be very difficult
Why?
to exclude
Spouses?
No, it's not.
No?
I'm just talking about a 2-hour window where you guys can get together and just.
She can go to a spa.
I mean, hold on for a second. Listen, we've got all these panels to attend. We could actually attend other panels together. Maybe a panel that we didn't think we'd mess with. Something like that.
A different panel that none of us.
We'll figure it out. Something.
Okay.
Something.
There'll be plenty of things down there where we can all do something together.
Yes.
Yeah, and try not to allow it to involve, alcohol.
Oh, damn.
How about drugs?
How about weed?
No marijuana either.
Okay. Cocaine?
Marijuana is no drugs at all.
How about a woolly?
All right, stop. Okay, so that's our homework.
That's your homework.
And then do we report back to you?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Via email.
Skype.
Or via our executive producer, Chris Morrow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, doctor, this has been very, very helpful. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Said that. Tell the internets where they can find you. Tell us about what you do.
They can't find me.
They can't find you?
This is Illuminati.
You're too exclusive.
Dry snitching again.
You're too exclusive.
Well,
no.
I'll tell you what. The internets can find Dr. Pettiford
on our page
on the Combat Jack Show.
CombatJackShow.com.
Please, internets, email us some questions that you may have that we could then in turn present to Dr. Pettiford and have them answered on air. You don't have to, of course, leave your name. You could, just 2 initials.
CombatJack@gmail.com.
Or not just emailing it to Combat Jack, but also, you can also go to your local mental health center and set up an appointment. If you feel like you need to talk to someone, don't hesitate to do so because there's no shame attached to getting help.
Doctor, thank you so much. I think we've progressed a lot, even if we've just scratched the surface. And guys, I mean, Dallas, how do you feel, man?
I pretty much feel good all the time. I mean, I still feel hurt from that shit, from that barbecue shit.
What do you feel so hurt about?
I feel hurt, man. I feel hurt. Like
what did I do to you at that barbecue?
Well, I mean, it wasn't simply you, Combat. It was A. King. It was Ben Amin. It was. Just Blaze wasn't even part of the show.
wasn't around yet.
No, it was you, Just Blaze. Just your aura, just your whole aura of success.
Oh,
You know,
a bad thing?
that you're comfortable with. That you're comfortable with your success.
oh, you have issues with that?
I have issues that you're comfortable with your success and you don't have any obvious vices or flaws. I am uncomfortable with
Man,
that.
we all have flaws, though.
I would like you to express.
I got abandonment issues with the best of them, and I got great stories behind it.
See,
The next time that Dr. Pettiford is in the building, we're going to address Matt Raz, Ben Hameen, A King, and Just Blaze.
No
There
problem.
you go. Guys, another show in the can. That's another show in the can. Yo, thank you once again, Dr. Pettiford. Everybody,
welcome.
thank you, Dallas. Premium, thank you, Premium. Thank you, man.
Thank each of you.
You know,
I mean,
Just
okay.
Blaze.
no, he didn't say
Matt
speak.
Raz.
He just said thank you.
Hey, you shut up over there before, okay?
Ben Hameen, A
I'm
King.
you know what? I'm gonna bring you somewhere and I'm gonna leave you. Keep fucking with me.
You're gonna abandon
Oh,
him.
that's awful.
I'm like, you want to go to the Wingstop? Okay. See you later, Dallas.
And on
I'm
that
gonna leave you first.
internets, it's time to leave y'all. And on that note, dream them dreams and man up and live them dreams, because a life without dreams is black and white, and the universe flows in technicolor and surround sound.
Wow.
Illuminati.
Illuminati.
www.pncradio.fm.
So they don't trust me is the problem.
When we first met him, I really thought
Mentalness.
he was a federal agent.
Me.
The way he moved.
Yeah.
He lived in D.C.
They've never seen me before.
We met online, as we've all done. And I remember I went to D.C. and he gave me some referrals in terms of restaurants. I was like, yo, let's link up. Never happened.
No, you
I
said you
followed-
were. Well, okay.
Following summer, he's in Brooklyn. He's like 15 blocks from where I live. I'm like, where are you, dude? He's like, I'm at this restaurant. I'm like, yo, I'm 2 blocks away. He's like, oh, I gotta leave though.
That happened.
So then I'm like, the way he moves, is he like spying on us? Like, so I thought he was a federal agent.
What's up with the elusive behavior?
I seriously thought he was a federal agent.
Keep it 1,000.
Keep it 1,000.
Was that you were maybe broke and you didn't have? Because this happens to me a lot of times. I'll be broke
You don't want to meet somebody for drinks.
and I want to meet somebody for drinks. 'Cause I know, like, damn,
I can't buy a drink.
I'm holding on to a metro car right now.
I feel like some weight has been released.
Fecal dust.
I felt like I was watching.
What?
This week was like we were watching the Billy. What was it, Billy Crystal Man show?
Projective identification.
Yo,
So, doctor, how did you feel about being
Urban
on the
Latino
show?
Radio.
I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I really enjoyed
Have
it.
you been in
Was
this
it what
type
you
of
was it what you were expecting? I know you had heard the episodes. Did you kind of what were you expecting and what did you get?
I was expecting what I got, which no. Initially, is that people are guarded, and that I would have to be a little pushy.
Okay.
I'm not that way with everyone, but I know that I had to go with the momentum.
I had my friends over here, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I should introduce him to combat. I don't know if he's a weirdo or whatever. So,
And do you still feel the same way?
oh no, combat's a good dude.
He's a weirdo.
Did you hear
I'm the
that?
weirdo. Yeah, if there's a weirdo in these two equations,
Did you
it's
hear,
me.
can you tell him that directly?
I think you're a good dude.
Thank you.
Yeah. I really respect your wisdom and advice, and I think you do know where it's going more than you let on.
I don't know where it's going.
Yeah, well, you need to then.
I'm trying.
Because
Whoa. Stop it. Stop it.
That's how we roll.